Hey everybody, this is Mr. Turd, and today we're going to be talking about the Dacians. Are they any good in battle? Do they have any noteworthy units? Let's find out! Hey guys, welcome to the custom battle screen for Dacia here, and we're gonna be going over the units a little bit quicker than usual. I'm just gonna be putting the stats, you guys can see that, and we're gonna be going over every single one of them. So first we have the barbarian peasants. These are the best peasants in the game, or the second best peasants in the game in my opinion, especially if they are in the woods or snow, okay? And they are definitely much better than the Greeks or the Roman peasants over here, but they are very peasant-ish, and as such, you're not going to be using them in battle, no way. Then you have the warband. Warbands are actually pretty good, they hold well, and they will defeat, for example, Iberian infantry, they will defeat Eastern infantry, they will defeat Eelmen. So they are actually a decent tier 1 infantry unit over here. They do not have good morale, so that means that you cannot rely on them. You cannot overly rely on them, I guess. And yeah, but their 241 man unit makes up for it a little bit, and those 10 defense is not too bad actually. Now we're gonna go for the naked fanatics. Naked fanatics, they have no armor, so you gotta better watch out for that. Definitely enemy archers can actually take them out at ease, even though they have a shield. 13 attack, 7 defense, that's good. They have good morale, good stamina, okay? That they will take a lot of damage because they only have 7 defense, but it will do quite good damage because they have 13 attack. So definitely a good unit maybe to outflank. However, you can use the Volksmen, which is a better unit at flanking, okay? Maybe not as much armor, but they do have the defense to support them in melee, and their attack is also 13, so they can do a lot of damage. They are fast moving, they have good morale, which makes them even better at flanking, and they do have more staying power than the naked fanatics. And then we have, of course, the chosen swordsmen, the best infantry unit for the Dacians here. 13 attack, 17 defense. This is good. They have the good stamina, they're well armored, they have excellent morale. They don't have good, it's excellent, so they have a lot of morale, and that means they will stay in the fight for a long time. They are susceptible to chain routes, of course, like every other unit, but for the most part they will just stay. They will stand their ground, and they will be particularly good if you're fighting in the woods or snow. Alright, this is the chosen swordsman. It's a great anvil for then the rest of your army. Not as good as a phalanx unit, but still pretty good because of that high defense. They're not the best infantry unit in the game though, they're far from it. You have the Romans with the best infantry, then the Carthaginians have better infantry, and there's other factions with better infantry, okay? I would argue that the Egyptian Forest Guard are also better than Chosen Swordsmen and some other units, but it is what it is. It's not a bad unit at all. Then we go for the archers. You have the archer warband. These are your normal archers. They have 7 missile attack though, so that's pretty good, but they don't have long range missiles. That's a weakness, and they're pretty bad in melee, and this is relevant because the chosen archer warband, they are actually decent in melee. They have 10 attack, 10 defense, and their missile is even better than the archer warband. They have long ranged missiles. They can use the flaming missiles as well. Well armored, good stamina, good morale. They got it all, and this is a pretty good archer unit that can go into melee. However, of course, there's the price. You can either take 2 units of chosen archer warband or 5 units of archer warband. It really depends on what you want. Do you prefer the long ranged missiles and some missile support with a good infantry unit, or do you prefer to just have arrows in the sky and to take darkness onto the battlefield with, you know, stopping the sun or blocking the sun with your arrows? You know, it depends on which one of those you want. Then you have the warhounds. They are pretty good at taking out more unarmored cavalry, especially those pesky horse archers. They are decent at that. And then we go for the barbarian cavalry, a pretty good tier 1 cavalry unit. I like this unit, I love this unit. It's very good at charging the backs of your enemies. 8 attack, 10 defense. It's not the best, but they have decent defense and decent attack and the good charge bonus right there. So definitely use them to charge the back of your enemies. They're not very reliable, but if you just use them to flank and to outflank, then you can probably just do a lot of damage with the barbarian cavalry. Then you have the barbarian noble cavalry. These guys are kind of like the tier 2, tier 3 unit for cavalry for the Dacians, and they are actually a good unit. 9 attack, 15 defense. It's good. Those stats are pretty good for a shock cavalry unit or a heavy cavalry unit. They have good morale, pretty much. They're not fast moving, they don't have good stamina, but they are a good unit because of their stats. However, this is the best cavalry unit that the Dacians have, meaning that, of course, other factions are gonna have an edge on the late game. There's a lot of other factions that can get the edge on the late game. You know, you can name a few, like the Seleucids, Parthia, Egypt with the chariots. You can also get Armenia, Rome, Carthage, you know, many other factions that have better infantry, better cavalry, I mean, and indeed including, for example, Germania and other barbarian factions. So yeah, definitely this is not a very good one for the multiplayer or for the late game on the campaign. Then we have the generals. The generals, 2 hit points. They are just an improved version of the barbarian noble cavalry. I'm not going to be showing you off these ones. A weird thing is that these guys have siege equipment, and they indeed have ballistas and onagers. You know, that's kind of weird. It is mind-boggling, but I'm happy they do have it. And then we have the Scythian mercenaries, which are pretty much horse archers with 7 missile attack. They have good stamina and they're fast-moving, pretty much. So this is a good unit that you can take, and I didn't take it on the battle that you're watching on the background, and, you know, that was probably my mistake, because, you know, I got completely overwhelmed by the Germans right there. Anyway, now that we have seen every single unit, we have talked about every single unit, which is the tier that I'm going to put, on which tier am I going to put the Dacians, I mean. And I think it's very clear for me, but I will just talk a little bit about what can the Dacians do in their battles. So I think that the Dacians will need to have the pretty good infantry because they don't have the pretty good cavalry, alright, and then have some archers. Now, whether you use the armored archers or the unarmored archers, that's up to you. I will like to have at least 1 unit of armored archers and then units of archer warbands because they are cheap. And I also like to have maybe a couple of falksmen for my flanks and then chosen swordsmen. And of course, just swarm the cavalry, lots of cavalry, you need that, or just divide it between melee cav and archer cav with the Scythian mercenaries. That would probably be the best choice. And for me, that is it. So what are their strengths? They pretty much don't have any strength, any particular strength. You know, their infantry and their archers are decent, they are good for late game, but they are not the best. You know, especially the infantry, is not the best. Even though it is a solid infantry unit, it's not the best, and I don't think they don't have the edge on any of those. And then on the cavalry, they are clearly at the disadvantage against any or most of the other factions, and as such, I cannot give this faction an S or an A tier, or even the B tier, as most B tier factions have an edge against these guys. So, you know, can I put them on the D tier though? Can I put them on the C tier? I think I cannot put them on the D tier for the simple reason that they do have a good option for infantry, a good option for missiles, and, you know, despite the cavalry not being great, you can actually decide to just go for horse archers and win the battle just like that. You know how I love my horse archers, especially if you see my streams. Now, so we are going to put the Dacians. Of course, it cannot be a D tier, it cannot be a B tier, so it has to be a C tier, of course, right, my friends? So the C tier for the Dacians, I'm putting them right there, and we are now going to end the video. So if you guys enjoyed this video, do click the like button. If you didn't, let me know why you didn't, let me know why you disagree, and if you do agree, let me know why you agree, because that feels good. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and come back, please. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video or stream. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.